Obligement magazine supports the Amiga since more than 11 years with news, reviews, reports. Obligement magazine for you in France.
In French.
Amitopia TV news top story is about a guy from A1K forum in Germany who have actually made adverts running on an Amiga 1000. As you see, adverts works really great from his diskette. How he have done it, we have not got the details, but if you ask him on A1K forum in German, maybe we will get the answer. The Italian Amiga company A-Cube will be at Electronica 2008 in Munich, Germany. Heavily Tracker 1.6 is out for Amiga OS 4 and classic Amigas with Amiga OS 3.x and later. At opencircuits.com you find a mini game compatibility database. Check it out. If you remember Stardust or Super Stardust for Amiga, PSP will now have its own Super Stardust version.
Ja, nicht so viel investieren können, dass wir da nicht was mit 50.000 € investieren.
A question about how much faster you could expect the Mac Mini to be compared to a Pixels 2. It's already run.
I saw.
Yeah.
That's it. But we didn't. Yeah, maybe. Anyway. Doesn't matter. Okay.
But for some of the tests I've been doing, the Mac Mini has been almost twice as fast as my Pixels 2.
Twice.
Almost twice as fast. When running main for emulating old games, the Mac Mini was 1.9 times as fast as my Pixels 2.
It's a memory management and the.
Well, if you can read the numbers from down here, you can see the memory interface. It's almost twice as fast as in the Pixels 2, and that goes a long way to making it run faster. Also, the Mac Mini does have a real AGP bus, which in the future will be supported to make 3D run even faster. The CPU, of course, is faster. It's not twice as fast, but with the other faster things in the system, you can expect it to run faster than just the 42% faster the CPU is.
Right.
Okay. What about dual screen?
It's going to be a bit difficult in the Mac Mini, I believe.
Dual screen in general for Morpheus?
It's dual screen in general for Morpheus. It's something we want to do, but there's no time frame for it.
Es steht irgendwo auf der Liste, aber keine wirkliche Priorität im Moment.
Basically, Morpheus does support it. The problem is having the multiple graphics cards running at the same time. I did a few years ago actually run a Morpheus system with 2 graphics cards.
Also grundsätzlich.
So, wish me luck.
Here you see how Morpheus works on Mac Mini for the first time. Amitopia TV is actually the first Amiga Meeting to cover Mac Mini version of Morpheus. Marco Snakovic shows what you can do with it with Mac Mini, and here you will get some taste of how Quick 3 works on Mac Mini.
You're playing it. Okay.
I don't even know how to play.
We're at the club.
Maybe just to show some. Und jetzt einfach nur mal zu zeigen, dass die 3D-Applikationen auf dem Mac Mini soweit funktionieren. In dem Mac Mini ist eine
This is, as you see, Morpheus running on Mac Mini. Quake 3 version running directly with 3D drivers for ATI Radeon 9200. Pretty good, huh?
Das ist mit 32 MB, das ist auch so ein 1,42 GHz Mac, also noch nicht dieser 1,5 für den 64 MB.
A important note is that at the moment there is no sound support, but that will change, of course. There will be more updates on Amitopia TV on evolution of Morpheus for Mac Mini. So at the moment there is no time frame for Morpheus on Mac Mini.
It's easier to make it run on the Mac Mini because there's a limited amount of hardware. Basically all the configurations are the same. There's really no difference between them. This makes it an easy target to support.
Okay.
Also, if you want,
Every Mac Mini with the G4 will work?
yeah, every Mac Mini with a G4 will work.
Ja, das haben wir ja gesagt, also der Grund ist wirklich, Mac Mini ist eine einheitliche Plattform.
Größte Lego der Brücke der Welt. 14 Meter. Das war ja nur 1000. Oh, Alter.
At Amiga Meeting in 2008, Amitopia TV met a new computer, a shop where you could buy Amiga things, for example. Here you see the crystal case for Minimig. It's really cool, don't you think? Minimig is a new Amiga 500 Amiga clone. now we have been watching a report from Amiga Meeting 2008. Amitopia TV hope to see you there next year, as we plan to arrive in Bad next year as well. I hope you enjoyed the report, and if you have any questions regarding my report, editing or anything like that, please send us an email at amitopia@gmail.com. Obligement magazine supports the Amiga since more than 11 years with news, reviews, reports. Obligement magazine for you in France.
In French.
best machine that is around anywhere in the world.
The professional machine of the future.
How would I describe it?
I think it's fantastic.
Awesome. It's going to skyrocket. Only Amiga makes it possible.
Only Amiga makes it possible. Only Amiga makes it happen. Only Amiga makes it possible. Only Amiga makes it happen.
Amiga's got the guts to do things that you can't do on other hardware.
And it does all the work for you. Wow. State-of-the-art technology at a price that everybody can afford.
The Amiga is the best graphics machine available in the world today.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga. Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Makes it possible.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
Only Amiga.
Outrageous.
Makes it possible.
Fabulous.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
This is it.
And the